Yeah, I think Storyline, what's exciting about it, and our tagline is it's easy enough for beginners and powerful enough for the experts. One of the things I like about Storyline is if you think of the e-learning industry and the rapid e-learning industry, we've kind of this first generation of e-learning developers that have been working in a PowerPoint to Flash field. They've been doing this stuff for 4 or 5 years, and now they're really actually ready to do more advanced type e-learning. The challenge, though, is when you buy a rapid authoring tool like a PowerPoint to Flash product, you run into some constraints because you're kind of giving up the PowerPoint or the programming for the easy development. Storyline actually gives you that PowerPoint familiarity, so you've got the same look and feel and ease of use, but you've got the more powerful authoring capability, so building drag and drops and click and reveals and rollover interactions and using variables and all that type of sophisticated interactivity and the things that you'd want to build in an e-learning course to make it more complex as a learning experience. Storyline is going to make that happen for you, and it's about as easy to use as it is working with PowerPoint. Well, I think, e-learning, it's hard to know. I think years ago I thought eventually people were going to find out how easy PowerPoint was and I wouldn't have a job. 30 years later, people are still using PowerPoint. So people like the ease of use. A lot of what drives e-learning is compliance training. So it's not necessarily performance-based training. So getting information out, certifying that people know the information. That ease of use is always going to be there. I think there's a convergence of, I like to call it the democratization of e-learning, but when you look at what YouTube's done for video production, you're not producing Hollywood quality movies, but you have videos anybody can produce and put content online. You look at a lot of the social media, the idea that I can create content and make it available to others. I can easily share my expertise. I think the rapid authoring, those types of tools and the easier authoring kind of democratizes things from the e-learning perspective. So the social media and the emphasis social media has on collaboration and all that, I think that's kind of a trend that we'll see materialize more in the organization. I think the challenge for the organization, though, is how do I handle this ability to collaborate, or how do I handle this, because organizations tend to want to manage everything, so giving up the management and allowing people to leverage the social media and some of those things is probably the challenge for them, but I think it's also a great opportunity in the organizations. Yeah, I think the future's bright. One of the things I'm excited about is years ago, if you were in the training field and the economy was bad, training was always the first to go. Now, if you're in the training field, and especially on the e-learning side, you're kind of at the forefront because, again, those social media, the collaboration, all those things, a lot of that stuff going on outside of e-learning in the technology world, a lot of that's kind of related to learning. And so the person who's involved in e-learning and kind of looking towards those things, I think there's a lot of opportunity. And the e-learning industry is still a young industry, so there's a lot of opportunity in that industry as well.